Hello and welcome back everybody to another video lecture of Roy's Academy. In this lecture I am going to be covering on the topic of a catabolism of a particular ketogenic amino acid, which is very much important to get being catabolized into different other end products which are non-amino acid end products. Like we all know that the amino acids, all the amino acids, majorly the glucogenic and the ketogenic, which whatever they are present in our body are being catabolized into different end products which are not having the amine group or might be having the amine group but bit less in number, and mostly they are hydrocarbon compounds which are partaking the carbohydrate metabolism pathways, particularly the TCA cycle. Right, mostly the TCA cycle, because it is a very important cycle which is an energy donating cycle or which is an energy producing cycle, and also liberation of the ATP synthetase coupled with the electron transport chain cycle, which helps in the liberation of those two cycles and along with the liberation of energy. So TCA cycle is a very important cycle which partakes the action on behalf of the end product that is being re-regulated or circulated in those two cycles, those particular cycle, that is TCA cycle, which happens in the mitochondria of any of the living cell that we all know in our body, specifically in the eukaryotic organisms or the modified or multicellular organisms, as we all know. Now, in today's topic of discussion, we are going to cover the catabolic pathway of leucine, which is a ketogenic amino acid majorly. So let's see how the leucine amino acid is playing its important role. The leucine amino acid, in the presence of leucine transaminase, gives rise to 2-keto isocaproic acid. So it's basically giving rise to leucine. In the presence of leucine transaminase, it's removing the amine group. Okay, here also the amine group removal is happening in the presence of alpha ketoglutarate, which is getting converted to glutamate. So this alpha ketoglutarate compound and the glutamine amino acid, or the which is getting converted to glutamate, okay, is a very important pathway in most of the physiological regulatory aspect, because we can see that whatever the carbohydrate or the amino acid, specifically the amino acid or protein metabolic pathway it is, either it might be synthesis or catabolism, this alpha ketoglutarate to the glutamate conversion is very much essential in case of transamination reaction, because the alpha ketoglutarate is such a compound, it helps in acquiring, or it has a capability to blot, to act as the chamber or the letterbox in which it can enter the amine group easily. Now this glutamate is also getting converted from the glutamine in the presence of glutaminase or glutamine synthetase, which is getting activated as an energy dependent process with the liberation of the ATP by taking the energy from the ADP plus PI addition, okay, or assistance. So the glutamate formation from the alpha ketoglutarate is also very, very important in this step. This is the only step or one of the only steps or one of the major steps that are partaking the action of the transamination, where the amine group from the particular amino acid or the substrate molecule is being taken up by the alpha ketoglutarate, which has just like I said, it has a letterbox kind of appearance, it has a blot kind of appearance, it can blot the amine group or the ammonium ion group or the NH3 group inside it. It's actually a letterbox of amino acid acquisition, where the ammonia group or the amine group is being transported easily and it gets converted to the glutamate. So the leucine transaminase functions to convert the leucine to 2-keto isocaproic acid. Now this 2-keto isocaproic acid, in the presence of 2-keto caproic, isocaproate dehydrogenase is getting converted to isovaleryl CoA. Isovaleryl CoA. Okay. Now this isovaleryl CoA compound, again in the presence of isovaleryl CoA dehydrogenase, helps in giving rise to 3-methyl crotonyl CoA. Now this 3-methyl crotonyl CoA in the presence of enzyme 3-methyl crotonyl CoA carboxylase it's basically the carboxylase enzyme is doing nothing but basically transferring the CO2, okay, the COO radical from one position of the structure of this 3-methyl crotonyl CoA coenzyme A to another carbon present in another position of the same molecule. It's basically one form of isomerization, but the rearrangement of the atoms. It's one form of what I'll say a stereoisomerization. It might be termed as, specifically speaking, because when one form of one particular radical from one particular position of carbon atom is being shape shifted or changed or repositioned from one to another, then it's one form of structural isomerization. So it's basically one form of anomerization, specifically speaking, where the formula is more or less same in the same compound, but the naming is different due to the different position of a particular radical, okay, a particular group of atom. Now this compound gives rise to 3-methyl glutaconyl CoA. Okay. Now this 3-methyl glutaconyl CoA in the presence of another enzyme 3-methyl glutaconyl CoA hydratase, okay, it's adding a hydrogen ion or a hydrogen atom, gives rise to 3-hydroxy 3-methyl 3-hydroxy 3-methyl the 3-methyl glutaconyl CoA in the presence of the 3-methyl glutaconyl CoA hydratase, okay, helps in giving rise to 3-hydroxy 3-methyl butyryl CoA. Now this 3-hydroxy 3-methyl butyryl CoA in the presence of an enzyme called 3-hydroxy 3-methyl butyryl CoA lyase. What did I say about lyase? It is a splitting enzyme, right? Lyase helps in splitting the entire molecule into 2 or 3 different end products. So this 3-hydroxy 3-methyl butyryl CoA in the presence of 3-hydroxy 3-methyl butyryl CoA lyase helps in giving rise to acetyl CoA plus acetoacetate. Okay. Now this acetyl CoA, where does this acetyl CoA go? This acetyl CoA enters into TCA cycle or the Krebs cycle, right? And this acetoacetate again gets converted to acetyl CoA in the presence of the coenzyme ASH. Coenzyme ASH. Okay. And this acetyl CoA again leads or continues in the TCA cycle, like I said, which happens within the matrix of the mitochondria, right? Thus the leucine is being catabolized into different end products which are partaking the action of the TCA cycle. Okay. So this is how the essential amino acid, ketogenic amino acid leucine, is being catabolized in subsequent steps through the catabolic pathway and giving rise to different end products which are partaking the action of different other biochemical pathways that are vital for the physiological and regulatory aspects of our body. So if you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up button and also comment down in the comment section below, and also you can grab on me if you have any personal queries and doubts in the social sites that are given in the link descriptions within the description box. Also find me there, and also if you have any personal queries and doubts, you can comment down in the comment sections. And last but not the least, please do subscribe my channel so that I can help benefit you people with more such videos, because that's the only way you can show your love and affection for me. Okay, so please do subscribe my channel and share the video as much as possible. Thank you.